As famed dungeon masters Some 41 once said, when a player asked if they could roll for the impossible, I don't want to waste my time and set a high DC for your D20s. Rocks fall on you, all die. You become a victim of DM infidelity. Back down. Hey, and welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life using our two favorite forms of escapism: alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. If this
Yay.
is your first time watching, basically we play a game of homebrewed 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. If that's your first time hearing those words, we don't have the time, but you'll pick it up. We sure did. And yeah, we use the drinks, we use the kind of booze and non-alcoholic drinks we have at the table to sort of inspire the game. It's very much homebrewed in the session prep, and it's also homebrewed right here at the table when we decide to use the beers in front of us as inspiration. Speaking of, let's get introduced to the beers. Yeah, that's right. Not the players. They're not as important. Let's get introduced to the beers. Starting with Paul. Paul, you always have something delightful.
Oh, I just actually, this is the one time that you've caught me out because I only have just Coke, like Kraken and Coke. I still have like these. I've actually refilled this because Wicked is fizzy and it tastes disgusting when it's not. So.
Ooh, I can't even imagine flat Wicked. That must just be like, I don't know, like one of those Mr. Freeze melted.
That's exactly what it tastes like. And then, of course, I've refilled the cranberry and Westgate Captain Morgan's.
So you got your health potions, your mana potions, and your Kraken all ready to go.
The yellow belly just hanging out here.
Yeah, you could use that in the game.
Literally only reason I have this here is just so I could use it eventually in the
game. Who is next on my overlay? I actually jumped the overlay, I think. So let me. Yeah, I'm in a weird new setup. I jumped over Wes. Wes, hey,
we could say we're going anti-clockwise. This week, I'm returning to my old classic Hollis and Fentiman. Delicious ginger ale. Ginger beer. I always forget which is which. And similar to Paul's plan of having a beer that might save us, I'm also trying Invasion Tropical Pale Ale.
Ooh,
that works.
Cigar City.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, we've city's where you're gonna be a star.
See, I like the big cartoon cigar. Yeah, that got me. And we also have Good Behavior, which also sounds quite nice. I think this one is it's got like tangerine or some shit in it. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, them's my beers.
Beers, and you're here to drink them. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Lucy.
Yeah, I'm drinking currently the boring Hop House in that massive bottle. And I have like I was in Malloy's off license in town the other day for the first time in ages, and I was like, wow, why didn't I go here every time we had home? There's so many great beers and weapons, etc. But I was just in like Tesco, and so I got like a Chancer here and a Sundown that seemed like vaguely spell related, and I don't know what they taste like. So yeah.
Do you go in and be like, hey, do you have any beers like Morning Star or Catapult or Giant Fire?
Yeah, well, just calling them weapons. Like, where are your weapons?
Where's your armory?
Do you have that?
Excuse me, fine merchant.
Death to all my enemies. Do you have that beer? Yeah, that's a great one.
I wouldn't be surprised, knowing beer names, that there is one like Death to my enemies.
Yeah. There's probably like Death from Above or something. That'd be good.
That's definitely a beer. It simply must be.
Speaking of my enemies, Keelan, how you getting on?
The best
we're finally telling everyone about the fact that we're actually nemesis. Yeah.
Yes, I figured it's bedtime.
I am drinking at the moment a White Hag Puka, but not the hibiscus. I'm drinking the pineapple lemon drink. Of course I am. Delicious. And then my in-game names aren't great, although I do like the idea of being able to cast Salty Kiss on someone, but I'm not really sure what that'll be yet. Which is a fruit sour, and then I have a high wire grapefruit as my backup. Again, high wire grapefruit. Maybe high wire will be a good term. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we can get inventive with this. I'm kind of similar. I mean, I've a few interesting ones, but the one I started with is from Wicklow Brewery, Koola Boola. Kula Bula.
Classic.
So I'm just
Yeah,
like,
a
that's
character called
nice.
Kula Bula, didn't we? Or did we?
Did we?
I think in one
No,
of
but
the
that would
one-shots.
be good.
Either way, it's a great name. If we don't have it, we should use it.
Mm. I have So Far So Good session IPA, so that's that's good. And then a few others I'll keep for general surprises and other. I only have a few here beside me. But that is the beers. Let's get into the announcements. Wes, you usually help me out in this segment of the show.
Yeah, I got you covered. Yeah, okay. Announcements are, if you're watching this live, hello. Below this video, you'll see a subscribe button, a thumbs up button. You can click anything, all of those things. If you're watching this not live, you can still do that, but that is hugely helpful. We kind of depend on word of mouth as well. So if you liked this, send it on to a friend. If you didn't like this, send it on to an enemy. If you don't like visual stuff, we're also a podcast. You can find us on Spotify or iTunes, I believe, and anywhere where you get podcasts, you can find us. It's still catching up with the live show, but that's the fun of it. I think we're on episode 24 on the podcast. Am I mistaken? Am I way off?
Maybe. I know that there's only one left in the queue.
Okay. There are an amount to get through.
Yeah.
And then third announcement, it is still Wild Magic May. If you're not familiar with Wild Magic May, it's a really cool initiative that our good DM Ben and Wilbo. I just know Wilboverse. What's his actual name? Wilbo
Baggins.
But his human person name.
I'm not going to dox Wilbo on the internet.
Okay. Ben and Wilbo Baggins, an initiative they've kind of put together where you, for the month of May, you roll on a Wild Magic table. And it's got all kinds of kindness that you can perform on someone. You can find the links on our Twitter, on Ben's Twitter, my Twitter. Anyway, it's all on Twitter. Just to give you an example, it's like a 1 to 100. You choose one thing. You roll every day and do one of those things. To give you an example, one of the ones I liked was like some of them. They range from like simple, quick things to kind of like bigger things. But there's stuff like you're inspiring, leaving a voice note for a friend and give them bardic inspiration for the day ahead. That's if you get a 75 or a 76, and it's stuff like that. So it's a really cool initiative. You know, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But it's,
to give you a little writer's insight, was inspired by Lucy, because myself and Lucy leave each other voice notes all the time, and it's usually like a nice way to brighten the day. So it was like, this is nice.
It is, and so this is obviously you're doing like a positive version of that. That's cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I just got
to change things up.
I just got 51, which is a double ganger appears. Quick, ask your D&D group to say something nice about each other. There you go.
Nice.
Can I just real quick, but we have to pause the entire episode. Paul, can you say that word again? A what appears?
A double ganger?
A double ganger.
Oh my God, it's a double.
Paul's fluent in German.
Is it written doppelganger?
No,
it's written as doppelganger.
Oh, it is written doppelganger. Okay,
Yeah.
well.
Lay off him. It's kindness. It's what kindness or what magic may.
There is nothing on that table about being nice to Paul.
That is true.
You specifically omitted that.
It is.
It just said for D&D group to be nice to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say
Well,
nice stuff to each other, and I just can't.
Yeah.
Do what we say, don't do what we do. That's
Anyway,
the motto.
end of announcements. I am done with announcements now. You may continue with your lives.
I also just found this other beer called Certain Death Ale. There you go.
Oh, that's a good one. Nice. Maybe a certain bugbear will fall to those.
Yeah,
those
well,
whims.
a surprise.
I saved my life last episode. I should be nice to him.
Not gonna do that
Before we
anymore.
rag on Paul some more. let's get into our fantasy world where we can role play being nice to one another for once. You guys are all awesome. Are we ready to play? Are we feeling good? Paul, specifically, how are you? Your confidence got a knock there.
Oh, I hope this fight goes well. I need this
that's
win.
okay. There's always a spot in the Dirty Bitch Boys for you if these guys take a tumble. Right, now without further ado, pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. And don't worry if any of you are panicking, being like, was I meant to do the recap? Because we're not doing one this week. We are mid-action, and I'm jumping straight in. But before we do that, let's roll some HP. We leveled up. Well, you leveled up. I'm always level 20. That's how TMs work. Everyone got their HP dices ready? I'm going to follow the overlay this time. So starting with our Bugbear Fighter, tell us a little bit what you're taking and what you're rolling and who you are.
I will be returning to taking another level in Barbarian. So I think I'll probably leave the two levels in Fighter I have. So it will be 8 Barbarian and 2 Fighter, which means I get to roll the D12s again. Ooh, and it's not dog shit for the first time in a long time. And we just pull up my modifier. I rolled a 9, plus my constitution is 2, so 11 health. Not bad, unlike every other health roll I've made.
Great.
And Randir, this is the first time you've leveled up on stream. So let's get to it.
So I have to roll a... Oh, so yeah, I'm taking... The only thing I get this time is I get 2 new infusions. So I have decided to take... I decided to take Spell Fueling Ring, which is while wearing this ring, the creature can recover 1 expanded spell slot, 3rd level or I can get 1 spell slot back. And an Armor of Magical Strength, which allows me to spend a charge and add my intelligence modifier to my strength, or a strength check or strength save. Then I roll a D8.
Nice.
For my health. And I got altogether, I got a 6. So
okay.
7. 28 altogether is my health.
You have more health than me.
Yeah, there's a new tank in town. Watch your back. All right, next up, going through this because we want to get into the action. Ignatius O'Fla, rocking up to the level up chamber. You come out, all leveled up. What's happening?
Can you tell with my flourish that I've maybe slightly improved my performance? Oh, ever so slightly, even more than I is. And also perception, because I feel like, that can only help things. And I've taken Big B's hand and a shadow blade, and I'm rolling my hit dice now. I rolled it before and it was a 5, but then I realized maybe it had more flourish to roll on stream. It's a 2.
Yeah, and it serves you right. Yeah. So there's a supercut out there of you rolling off screen and me going, we do this every time on the show. So I don't feel bad about that.
I'm sticking by it. So that's it, right? I don't add anything to that. It's just a 2, right?
2 plus your constitution modifier.
Oh, which is +2?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 plus 2. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm 64 hit points.
Wow.
Nice.
I mean, made an error at some point, so yeah, who knows?
No, we went over this recently, I think, and we generally checked it out, and you've got quite consistent rolls, and that basically if you just took the average every time, you're just a little bit above where the average would be. Unlike Wes, who has dog shit rolls, should be like twice as strong. But yeah, it's the game. And finally, Huck.
Yes, I got a new cantrip, which was the last thing I realized that I got. There aren't really any massive amount of cantrips that I wanted, so I got Message. Seems like Huck being able to whisper into people's brains can only be fun, whether or not it's functionally useful. Certainly, I don't intend to be that useful with it. I just talking to Arlington's mind. You know, he needs another voice in there.
What you doing?
You want to play?
You still up?
Yeah. Whisper to everyone while they're asleep if they want to come out and play games. I got
Do you have
that.
a crush on anyone?
And then an extra 5th level spell, and I rejigged my spells, or 1 spell. So I no longer have Chromatic Orb, which I'm very sad about because I thought I'd probably keep that forever, but I've replaced it with Blight. So now I have Blight, which is very on brand. Huck's gone dark. He's gone dark this term. He's got Blight, which is necrotic damage, and Synaptic Synapse, which makes people sillier, let's say. Certainly stupider.
Nice.
And then I'm rolling a d6, so... Ho-ho! 6.
Yes.
So
Nice.
6 plus 2, that's an extra 8, and I was on 48, puts me on 56.
I'm healthier than someone.
The glass cannon.
Oh,
You have
every
more
person
health
in the parties.
than-
What is your health?
76.
Oh. That's not
In
too
fairness,
bad.
when I rage, I take half damage, but still,
That's not too bad, I guess. Like, my constitution is...
it's not great for the frontline tank.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, but you got me. I'm gonna heal you a lot.
Now I do. I'm using you as a fucking human shield. You've got like 70 magical items on you.
That's true, yeah. Though I can make your magical item better.
I'm gonna wear you like a magical glove and just charge into battle. Not a glove, a shield. A glove is very intimate.
Yeah.
Is Randir just the Infinity Gauntlet now that you can attune to?
Yeah, with all the gems on it.
Nice. All right, let's play some D&D, people.
Oh, I didn't go over my skills, by the way. Real quick, I took the skill expert feat, so I get acrobatics, athletics, and strength score boosted. That's it.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm good at flips.
It's very similar to Blight, you know?
It's almost the same.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut across you, Ben.
No, not at all. Not at all. It is good to know. I was going to rip into. I was like, "Well, you can see it further again," but no, it's. We were literally in
even
Wild
further.
Magic May Kindness Search.
I was debating taking the not actor. There's one that lets you read lips. I was like, if I could read lips from a mile away, that'd be incredible. I was like, that would be incredible in extremely niche situations. It will be useful all of once and never again. So
yeah, and I'd be the type of DM who'd be like, you're approaching a 10 and see guards up ahead, guards with suspiciously small lips, like unnaturally small, genetically
all
small lips.
whispering like this. Yeah, it'd be way too niche. Whereas this way, I get to do better backflips, baby.
Right. Let me set the scene. That's my job. I don't level up. I merely explain the world. I'm merely ego of this planet and realm. A cold wind cuts through the gardens of the Clockwork Tangerine, and in the center we see Lavogue, a hobgoblin hexblade warlock and leader of the gang known as the Dirty Bitch Boys. He's facing off against our very own Arlington the Bugbear. A ring of fire surrounds them both, and beyond the flames, our party and some bandits are witnessing this clash. You all see Arlington ever so slightly levitating off the ground, and at the very edge of his form, a sort of radiant glow. His long hair is lifted up slightly, held aloft as if by magical energy, and as he slowly descends, feet touching onto the ground, this cold air whips around him and pushes outwards. The flames go out. Lavo braces himself and skids backwards ever so slightly. Rua, the Archfey, who's been assisting Lavogue and generally helping him in this battle as his patron, shields her eyes from this radiant light. She seems almost physically repelled, as if being in the very presence of the Ard Rí, High King of Hibernia, causes her some harm. She grimaces and disappears. The bandits all give you a wary look as they reach for their weapons. Arlington, you test the balance of your axe in your cold fury, tossing it up. It spins, and you catch it one-handed. Almost in choreographed unison, Huck, you leap off your puka feet and backflip, finger guns at the ready. Iggy, you turn to one of the bandits and wink, becoming invisible. And Randir, you step forward with your staff of absorption, placed it firmly on the ground. Do you remember what you said?
Time, gentlemen.
Let's roll some initiative.
Nice.
Or I also have the initiative from last time, so we can just jump straight in if we want. If it's quicker and easier, and we just want to get to the battle, I'm happy to go from
I'm
where
easy, I
we
don't
were.
mind.
You just
How do people feel?
where we were.
I'm going to roll because it's fun.
Yes.
Cool.
I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
I got an 18.
You get to reroll ones.
I don't think on initiative, do I?
Any ones. D20.
Yeah, initiative is an ability check, so you very much do. I'm going to roll for these guys. Cool.
Yeah. Ooh, I get
10.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm sure I got a 9 last time, and I got an 18 this time. Happy I rolled.
I got 13.
Very happy. 18. I'm just doing this on the fly, so don't mind me.
Yeah, the important part of my notes from the last session, I have in capital letters, Iggy is invisible. So I'm glad we did a recap of that. I'm like, that is important.
Yeah, I didn't
Right,
remember.
very
that.
much.
I would
Okay.
have picked an area and be like, bam, Iggy died.
Okay. Anyone above a 20?
21.
Oh,
21. Nice. Arlington, did you roll or did you keep your initiative from last time?
Oh my god.
Oh, we got you back.
Disconnected. I'm here.
Here you are.
22 for initiative for me.
Nice. Thematically very nice. Let me put these guys in order. Rander, you got an 18. And Huck, you got a 10.
13. Sorry, I didn't add. I rolled a 10.
13. Gotcha. Which puts them there. Nice. All right. Arlington, you are top of the round, and Iggy, you are after that.
Okay.
What would you like to do, or is there any information you need from me?
How far away is, well, like distance wise, better question. Is the barrier that was around myself and Love Oak's fight, has that dropped with Rua leaving? And
yes,
they...
that was Huck, I think.
It was my barrier.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Forgot about that, sorry.
But it did. The cool wind that blew through the gardens just extinguished that. So
okay. And how's Love Oak looking now? Like, as in, has Rua leaving, like, is it kind of like, cumulative wounds, or is he looking okay?
He's looking okay, but you do catch a little bit of a very quick side glance to where Rua was, and it's hard for a red-skinned hobgoblin to flush, but you've seen your former leader in difficult situations before. You've seen him keep his cool, and his coolaboola, if you will, is not as cool as it once was.
I know exactly what you mean. Cool. I'm just gonna I'm gonna start like striding towards him, like chest out, and just gonna keep the brawl as if it's still just the two of us mano a mano. I'm just gonna swing at him with the Lair Skull Axe.
Nice. Make an attack.
I'm not gonna do this recklessly. I think he's got a bit of poise. So that's a plus to hit. That's 28 to hit.
28 does hit. I should point out for clarification, your rage is still up.
Cool.
So anything that we had, so anything from the previous sort of a chapter of battle is still in existence.
Cool.
In the same sense, you are still hexbladed the cursed deed. He's
Cool.
still a hexbladed the cursed to you.
Still got a hex on me, baby. Excuse me. I'll just roll the other attack now, I suppose. That's 16 plus 21. No, excuse me. 25. Maths is hard.
25. All right. On that second attack, you see that shadow armor just flash around him as he tries to dodge out of it. He does not. Both attacks hit.
Ooh, okay. Cool. Very cool and worrying. Cool. Damage is max damage. So that's wait, hang on, my modifier is not right there. That's not right. 5. Oh, plus my rage. I'm missing my rage. So plus 8. Excuse me. That is 20 damage on the first hit. 20 slashing.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is 12.
Nice.
And then if I have my bonus action, I'm going to use my bonus action to shove him with my shield, with Lobo's shield. So I'm just going to kind of like spin it like like horizontal slashes, so it's almost like a whirlwind. So it's going to go like slash, and then backhand with the shield and like try and knock him flat on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that opposed?
Sorry?
Is that an opposed athletics?
Yeah. So effectively, athletics, or I think he can use dexterity to try and get out of it if he wants.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a 22 on my side.
Nice. Just so I can set this up for Iggy, is that the end of your turn, so to speak?
Yes, that will be the end of my turn.
Nice. Iggy, you see Arlington with a level of straight back poise that you haven't seen, just kind of march forward. His axe just lands in his hand, and you see him just go whoop around once, twice, and then Lobo got a critical fail, and then like full weight, even axe braced, just against the shield, and it knocks him not only on his ass, but he skids like as if it was wet mud, but it's gravel. You can tell that it's actually. Let's do some fucking damage for that. Let's just do a little bit. Okay, nice.
Stop laughing, guys.
And he skids back on the ground, completely knocked prone. In that action.
A mental picture there that like I think that Arlington is really going to enjoy if I kind of depict this in cartoon form later, and so I'm just really noticing like the glisten on the muscle and the sweat down the opponents, and like this will be a good scene.
Yeah, Arlington's two favorite things, like cartoons and people landing on their ass.
Yeah. I'm like
cartoons about people landing on their ass.
Yeah.
That's the Sunday papers.
Yeah.
Nice, Iggy. It is your turn. Anything you need to know, because I appreciate that we're theater of the mind, so this kind of layout of the garden mightn't be as clear as it is in your head as it is in mine.
2 questions, well, or more. Also, just about invisibility. I know I have invisibility, but I've cast it very rarely. So I have used that on myself. Invisibility on yourself. As soon as you cast a spell, it disappears. Does it?
Is invisibility as the base spell? There is something called greater invisibility that keeps you invisible when you do those actions. But for flavor, and because it didn't cost you a spell slot, we just said it happened. You are, yeah. So if you cast a spell or if you take a sort of aggressive action, you lose that invisibility.
I mean, I probably will do that. But I'm thinking. I remember you said there was a fountain in the place, and I'm wondering where these guys are. I'm wondering if I can get. So I can hide myself behind the fountain so they can't see when I turn uninvisible. But if I'm still in a range that I could cast a spell, like 30 feet.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. You don't know if you will stay hidden, but you will definitely be obscured. As in, like they might realize it came from behind a fountain, or like there's fountains, there's hedge, statues. There's plenty of like accoutrement around this like. Picture it like a long driveway, but then like a fountain at the end where like in a period drama, the carriages would pull up. Okay. And so you've kind of you're in and around that beginning entrance. So it's like a long exclamation point.
How close are the guys to each? There's 3 of them, right?
Yes, you see
to each other.
They're pretty far apart. I figured it like if there was a circle happening, like the 3 of you, Randir, Hook, and Iggy, were sort of one side of that circle, and then the 3 of them were sort of the other side of the circle, equally spaced out. So all of them, there's about 10 to 15 feet between the 3 of them.
Well, could I, if 10 to 15, and then you can say it's too cheeky, if there is a 30-foot area, that could it include 2 of them or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, so I want to cast Hypnotic Pattern on 2, and on the area that I think will kind of get more than 1, if possible.
Absolutely possible. Can I ask, is Hypnotic Pattern in the spell description, does it say it does a 30-foot radius?
30-foot
cube. Okay, cool. I was just thinking, because if it was a radius, you could theoretically aim for the middle one, and the radius would cover the other 2. But a 30-foot cube, yeah, you get 2 of them. Your choices are Gordon's Cordial, who is a half-orc fighter, Willem, who is a goblin barbarian, and Dustin the Kenku. Let's say that Gordon's was in the middle. So you can get Gordon's and Willem or Gordon's and Dustin. Because
Gordon's was my character from another game, I have to attack him, I think. Because I think, in this world, if like, reincarnation exists, I'm assuming Iggy and him are kind of feeling some kind of shared connection here. And then they're going to try and murder each other for the battle of my soul, Ben. That's what I'm picturing. Okay. So yeah. Let's go Gordon's and the guy Willem, because I forgot the other guy's name.
Cool. Nice. They need to make a saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
There's a lot to process with this character-player interaction here.
Yeah, well, I'm there. I'm in the game as well as their soul. That's what I've discovered.
Oh, yeah, you, Lucy, are in the crowd. Fight for my affections.
I'm one of the gods of Hibernia, and
both of them failed their wisdom saving throw. I didn't even look up their wisdom modifier because it was a 2 and a 6 on the dice. So
my wink must have really got to them, because they are now charmed for the duration of this spell. They are incapacitated and have a speed of 0.
So what does this look like? We see as the audience, although no one in this battle sees this, just the light kind of kick up of pebbles as Iggy dashes for cover behind, say, a hedgerow. And then you cast Hypnotic Pattern out to these two characters, which will daze and sort of set them in a bit of a funk. What does that look like as the magic of the world?
I can tell you exactly. I know it's a pattern, so it's not an actual drawing, but I think I was so impressed by what Arlington just did. And so I was thinking of that somehow that's sort of what I'm throwing at them in this pattern. The pattern is like just making it seem like their hero just really fell in the dirt extra, and I just want to fill them with shame and charm. That's
nice. Yeah, absolutely. This sort of image of, which is quite beautiful in a way, because if you imagine the haft of an axe and then the blade kind of spinning in constant circle and almost like one of those 1990s kids spiral toys, but in this world it's like Celtic weave sort of surrounds their brain and completely droolifies them, like, oh, so pretty.
Yeah,
and so intimidating. You still have your bonus action, I believe. Anything you'd like to do with that?
For my bonus action, I'm gonna send. I want to send some inspiration to our newest friend, because it seems like he's fighting on our side, and so I want to send a D10, and like maybe like in the format of like sending him a small like friendship, yes, square, no, square, like you would send a.
Do you like me? Y/N.
Render, a push notification comes in front of your eyes. Send a friend request from Ignatius O'Fla, which is just in time because it is your turn.
Okay, and I hide behind the pen. And that's just in time to celebrate that now I'm level 10. I get D10s instead of D8s. So yeah.
Ooh, that's very good to
know. That's mine. I was originally going to do nothing, just because it also seems a bit weird that Randir would push so far into your group's like battles. But I've decided that he's going to go full charge, and he's going to do a flaming sphere, which goes over probably the middle section.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's
is that a spell or just an artificer thing?
No, it's a spell. It's
you just set that to a sphere.
Yeah, it's just a sphere that flames, and it does.
It's a little bit like Yamcha's thing that he sends around battlefields, isn't it? Like this ball of thing, and you can move it around and stuff.
Yeah, like it's a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire piercing an unoccupied space of your choice within range. Oh, I can't actually use. I have to throw it at someone. So I guess someone can put it at some. Sure, I'll use.
You could throw it and miss.
Yeah, I could. I think I'll just do Ray of Sickness because that's also fun.
Sure.
Which is just it's just a 60-foot ray of which goes sick horribleness. Which is so I'm going to aim it to, I guess, the barbarian actually.
Sure.
The goblin one.
Goblin. Willem. Actually, sorry, he's a kobold. My bad. Oh. He needs to make a saving throw. What kind of saving throw does he need to make?
A Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
Ooh, he's probably going to be good at that.
Yeah, he gets a 22 in total. 16 on the dice. So what does this look like? And does he take any half damage, or is it like instant sort of
no? So he
all or nothing sort of fail?
So he won't take poison. He won't be poisoned. But he still takes 4d8 worth of damage. I got a 25 on my hit.
Nice.
I'm guessing that hits.
So then he shouldn't have to make a. Oh, he does as well. Yeah, you're totally right.
He does to make sure that he gets poisoned. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 25 does hit.
16 points of damage.
16. Yeah, as the sickly sort of hangover, fear-induced, like creeping ray of self-doubt, and Sunday morning waking up with missed calls on your phone hits Willem. He's like, "Oh no, what have I done?" That's just your action, I believe. So, what else would you like to do?
I don't think anyone's hurt yet, so I'm not going to use.
Mm-hmm. Nice. It is Willem's turn next, and as this ray of just kind of horribleness hits him, he looks at the person. It shakes him out of the hypnotic pattern stupor that he was in, because he's taken damage. I believe that's how that happens. And he looks towards you, Randir. And you see him like bite down on his like hanging out long cobalt tongue and frothing at the mouth as he goes into a frenzied rage and like leaps over some like fallen hedges and heads towards you, pulling out a greatsword. This greatsword is like about the size of him, and a couple of feet out from you, he just starts spinning. So this sort of whirlwind of a greatsword comes towards you, and he is going to make 2 attacks.
Hey, copyright.
He is going to make them reckless, and he's going to use Great Weapon Master. Boom. So that is okay. Need to figure this out. Does a 14 or a 5 hit?
No, they both miss.
Nice. So as he goes reckless, frenzied, Great Weapon Master, his control over this weapon, one might say, is not great nor masterly. As he just like the general heft of it just sort of sends him, but he's still spinning just on the spot, going "Ah! Die!
You okay?
Seemingly at no one. He's chopping down some of the hedges and going, "Ha, decapitated, just thinking he's just taking down hordes of people in his frenzied rage. That is the end of his turn. Afterwards, it is Dustin the Kenku's turn. Dustin looks around at all of you and sort of assesses who might be the greatest threat here. And seeing that Willem is engaged with Randir, that Iggy seems to have gone and sort of hidden away, and Huck, the last thing you did was backflip and sort of finger gun towards him. Mm-hmm. And he goes, okay. And he makes a judgment. So I'm going to roll a d4. Actually, no, I'll roll a d6 because there's 3 of you. Because he's not really too sure who to go. 1 and 2, yourself, Paul. 3 and 4, Lucy. 5 and 6, Keelan. 2.
Oh.
You see him take his little Kenku hands out, look towards you, and sort of start doing this little movement as like spell energy comes around him. And he casts a spell I'm calling Glass Box.
Oh.
My next drink.
I think we're making
around you.
Big fish, little fish cardboard box.
Glass box. Get in your glass box. Get in your fucking glass box, he says. And as a force cage appears around you. An invisible 10-foot by 10-foot cube just traps you in space. There's no save.
I'm going to use the old absorption rod. Because if it's a thing that targets me, or does it target the area, or does it target me?
Targets the area.
Okay,
it does not target you.
Okay.
You just happen to be in the area.
That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
And he looks around. He's molting. He's not a very healthy looking Kenku. And looks towards the trees. And you see him just kind of and just like scurry up into a tree and almost excuse himself from battle. Which brings us to Huck. It is your turn.
Okay. Well, I had a plan at the start of this because everyone seemed like they were all fine. So what will affect this plan is, is Rua there? Am I aware of Rua? Can I target Rua?
Yes, I knew there was a lead on. I was like, you haven't finished talking yet. You don't know, and you don't know. You'd have to make a perception check.
Okay.
It will use up your bonus action. I'll tell you that.
Fine. I have scant use for a bonus action. So I will do that. I thought that was a 1. It is not. It's the thing that looks like a 1, a 7. And then my perception, I'm pretty sure, is 0, but we'll see. Where is it?
I can tell you a 7 plus whatever the fuck your perception could be.
0.
Yeah. It's not going to be like 13. So answer remains the same. You're not too sure. You don't know where she's gone.
Right. Okay. That's not going to help. Well, I was going to try to banish her, but
you would love that. She's been trying to get back to the Feywild.
Has she been trying? Oh yeah, that is her whole thing. It would probably work. Except for I didn't know how. Yeah, I didn't know how it would counter. That could be good. I could end the whole thing. If she gets back to the Feywild, she doesn't need to merge the world. Everything's fine, right?
Oh, did we just do Ross an actual plan?
Yeah, we can save your mother.
I could call her at any point. I'm in a fountain right now. I could summon her.
True. You could call her, and then I could banish her. Anyway,
The moral of this whole campaign is call your mother.
call her up. I just want to have a lovely chat. Back, Feld. Okay. So the Kenku, he's gone into a tree.
Yes.
Relatively isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay. Well, why not try my new spell? Blight, which I don't think is an area of effect. It's a shame because he would destroy the tree. Yeah, I select a target, and if I select a target, then I can twin it. Ah, here's the thing I should have known. I've never had to do. Can I use more than one meta magic on a spell?
I don't know.
Provided I have the points. No, neither do I.
I honestly don't know.
Unfair.
I think you
Yeah, I
can
think because
just
it's
use
a point cost.
I think it's kind of like key, isn't it? Like for most.
Yeah, I've got points, so I can use it. Huh. Okay.
I've never played sorcerer, so I have no. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, then let's try. Where's the other guy's on the ground and still charmed?
Yeah, one of them is like looking at this Celtic Weave axe memorial to the move, just the 6-second combat of Arlington. He's completely sort of in his own little whoa. So he's just there, sitting duck, you might say.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna twin it. Christ. Wait a second. Oh. Yeah, I can't do everything that I want to do. I'll just run out of all of my sorcerer points. I just forgot how expensive twinning high level spells is.
Just to clarify, apparently you can only use one meta magic per spell when you cast it.
Cool. That is what I would have thought, because otherwise I could be ludicrous. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then let's go with just blighting the guy in the tree.
Nice. Is that a ranged spell attack, or does he make a saving throw?
It's a ranged spell attack of 30 feet, but he makes a Constitution saving throw. If he fails, he takes half damage. If he succeeds, he gets half damage. If he fails, he gets damaged 8d8, and then he gets damaged again next turn, I think. Or is that blight? Is that one? No, it's just 8d8, this one. I read a lot of different spells. I think this one isn't poisonous, so that's fine. It'll suck all the moisture out of him.
Yeah, you're going to turn him into a... Yeah, he's a plump turkey.
Yeah.
It's literally his worst nightmare.
Jerky.
That is awful.
Yeah, so I'm going to use that on him, and
I will point out something quite integral to this spell, because I looked it up, because I thought it was sounding a little bit suspicious that both it was a ranged spell attack and a saving throw. A target you can see. You cannot see him.
Yeah. I can't see him, huh?
Yeah. You don't have visuals on Dustin the Kenku because he's in a tree.
Right.
Did he spend his action to hide? Or does he have a Kenku thing that lets him do it?
Well, he did spend a bonus action.
Fair enough.
Well, then.
And also, he used his cans. So, cans, we don't even know if their actions are bonus actions. They could just be worldly events.
Worldly events?
Yeah. We've never really established if a beer uses anything except for just the thing it does.
We've been wasting our turns this whole campaign.
Yeah, if you just get hammered, you can have all your actions. But indeed, he did hide away.
He hid away in the tree, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, then I'm going to use my twinning. Let's see if this works. I'm going to target the tree with blight, drying it up and immediately destroying the tree. I'm then going to use my second target to target him.
Can
I do it that way?
No, because twin happens simultaneously. So
it does. I thought I could get
you know that, Keelan. You know that.
Just trying to be cool.
I'm gonna have to pull the sorcerer clock here. What are you doing?
Fine.
I rolled a tree.
I mean, you haven't allowed me to do anything.
Forest down, knock.
Yeah, I could have.
It's not me. The rules haven't allowed you to do anything.
Well, what is D&D if you follow the rules? You know.
I know. I'm aware. It's just chaos.
It's just chaos. I'm going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target him. I'm then going to use my second target to target All right then. Synaptic Static. I'll just cast it around the tree because it's an area of effect.
Out his brain, he can't escape it.
Yeah. I'm trying to get him to stop concentrating, so.
Can't concentrate if you're stupid.
Exactly. So, I choose a point within range, and I cause psychic energy to explode there. It's kind of like I pick a point and then like my fireball, but now it's mindfulness.
It's a ranged Akira attack.
Mindfulness.
Ranged Akira attack, I like.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's 20 foot, so is the tree. He scuttled away from everyone, right? So the tree is fair game.
You're doing the
the
flap
tree's
back
totally
of
fair game.
the tree.
Yeah.
Cool. He has to make an intelligence. Oh no, he does. If he has an intelligence score of less than 2, so presuming he's casting a spell, he's probably grand. What's his save for it?
It's your spell save DC.
No, he has to make an intelligence saving throw specifically. That's 17, apparently.
17. He fails just by 1. He rolled a 16.
All right. Well then, after a fail save, he's muddled in his thoughts. So for the next minute, he can't really have a straight thought. During that time, he rolls a d6 and subtracts that number rolled from all of his attack rolls and ability checks for the next minute.
Okay.
As well as the con saving throw, any con saving throw he has to do to maintain concentration. He'll now add 6 to that as well. But he does get to do an intelligence saving throw at the end of each turn to see if he can shake this off. But I presume he's getting a kind of -6. On top of that, I'm pretty sure it does some damage.
Yeah, it does 8d6.
8d6, that's the other part, the damaging part.
I will warn you at this point in time, now that we're level 10, I will start making you roll d20s, which is essentially the din of battle is so overwhelming, you don't get a turn.
Oh.
Because the gloves are off. You guys need to know your abilities, you guys need to know your spells, and otherwise I will kill you.
Wait, run us through that. So when it's your turn...
If there's a lot of faffing about, I'm going to get you to roll
right,
20.
okay. I thought you meant every time it was your turn, there was a chance you just wouldn't get a turn. I was like, okay.
Just if there's a lot of faffing about.
I feel like, there wasn't faffing about. I had plans. They just weren't allowed.
Oh, no, that was streamlined.
All right, 8d8. Christ. No, 8d6. Just making sure. I did roll d6. I just said d8. All right. You've got 10, 15, 20, 28, 20, 30, 32, 36 damage.
Nice. You all see, and Randir, this is most pertinent to yourself. That force cage just disappears as a ex-bird falls from the tree. Not a very strong creature, our Kenku, our Dustin. He is
he still
expired.
Alive? Or is he still moving?
No, he's pretty dead. Like he's no longer in existence. There's a reason he hides in battle.
He's an ex-parrot.
He is no longer alive.
Beautiful.
You just see him boom, fall to the ground.
Nice.
You've ruffled some feathers, should we say.
We managed to go 40-odd episodes with a bunch of theatre kids, and that's our first Monty Python reference.
Huck's going to be surprised. I don't have much of our actions, but that was a little easy. So, that's everything that I do, other than being ready. I don't need to back up or do anything else. I don't have any other actions. No, I'm grand.
Nice. Cool. Which brings us to Love Og's turn. Love Og stands up, just kind of, I see you found just an element of courage. And he resummons the rapier to his hands. That knockback, it just kind of puffed it out into disexistence, whatever that word is. And as he resummons it, Arlington, you see there's crackling energy along this blade, as if it's just filled with dark green, sort of nasty lightning, as if a storm has gone through it. He's going to make his attacks against you. You weren't reckless, so these are just straight.
Yeah.
Ba-boom.
I had a feeling we'd reach the next stage in this boss fight. I was like, let's play it safe till we see what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. Does a 15 or an 18 hit?
Second attack does hit.
The 18 hits, right. So that's going to do this, and then it's going to do...
Wait a second. I have one ability that happens after a roll, but before effects occur. And I think it's my ability to modify a roll that I see someone else doing.
Is it a reaction?
I believe it's only before you know the result.
Oh yeah, it says after the roll, but before effects occur. So yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me see what's this here. So, boom. That's 3, 8.
Oh, it sounds like you have a lot of dice there, Ben.
You take 8 sort of magical slashing damage, so you can half that if you need, but then also 19 psychic damage.
Oh, so that's 23 altogether. Gross.
As he hits you back with a staggering smite. You need to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I can help. I'm going to cast Bend Luck and give him a D4.
Oh, thank God, because I got a 9.
Oh, well then.
I forgot that we could do this on D&D Beyond now, so I'm just trying to click it in there so
right.
see.
No, I can roll it.
Oh, you roll it. Yeah, makes sense.
I think it's I roll it and add it to your roll.
Oh, yeah, you roll it. It's more fun.
4. I actually got 4.
13.
I hope that's useful.
13 total?
13 total, yeah.
You unfortunately fail. You have disadvantage on your attack rolls and your ability checks, and you cannot take reactions until the end of your next turn. Arlington, to put this into narrative context, his rapier comes out, and it's just leaving behind almost like an exposure image as it's slicing. Your vision is sort of blurring. And as this second strike hits you, cutting across your chest, you feel an intense burning through your mind. It's as if the blade itself is trying to sever your connection to Eramon, the High King. Your mind in the last 6 seconds or so has been filled with memories from eras past in Hibernia. But this cut makes you feel like shadow is seeping into your body and it's blotching out moments in time. You feel a slash through the age of unity and the age of prosperity, and a section from these times just disappear from your mind. As High King, the weight and the knowledge of the world has been bestowed upon you, and this shadow blade is attacking your very connection to that. Every hit is weakening your connection to Eramon, as you feel his strength and access to knowledge is almost being surgically cut out of you. That is the end of Lalvogue's turn. It is Gordon's turn. Gordon, I believe, doesn't get to make a saving throw at the end of Hypnotic Pattern, is just sitting there looking at the pretty pictures.
Yeah.
It's a crazy powerful spell.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great. As long as you leave them be, you can kind of it's a lovely we're sneaking past the guards because they're going to be looking at these pictures for a while.
Further going into the Professor X thing we were going for.
And probably when you're trying to damage them, I haven't really used it that much, but I like the idea that he's subdued.
Very much so subdued. So Arlington, as these attacks are hitting you, there are moments and connections to Eramon disappearing. I said the Age of Unity and the Age of Prosperity, I believe, but don't hold me accountable to that in future sessions, essentially.
Wouldn't dream of it.
So that was just for flavor. Ages, eras, memories, judgments.
Specifics on it, yeah.
We are top of the round, which brings us to Arlington, then Ingy, then Randir.
Okay. None of his boys have started advancing on mine and Lalvogue's little showdown. Obviously, is it just the two of us still?
Seems like they're leaving you to it. And for dramatic effect, a minecart rockets by and drops some lightning jars and lightning goes off.
I have the high ground, Lalvogue.
They haven't finished. They haven't fixed that rail you broke like a couple hours ago.
We're still in the middle of a train wreck, guys. Okay. I I think Arlington like dropped to one knee after that attack, and there's like stands up and there's like blood gushing like out his left ear, and he just goes, "Oh, my brains! I'll kill you! I need my brains!" And I'm gonna start spinning around. I think his intelligence thematically is dropping as he gets closer, and it's just become, if you get in the way of my axe, it's your own fault. I'm gonna start swinging like a saw blade, and I'm gonna start. So that's pretty reckless. So I'm gonna try and undo that disadvantage by recklessly attacking. Lawvogue. That is 22 for the first one, and no good. That is, 14 for the second one.
Just misses. That first one cuts deep, and he takes a step back, and he tries to kind of parry off his breastplate armor. You even carve out some like sparks, but it just.
I think Arlington is panicking a little bit with literally losing. He's afraid he might lose the power he's just gained, so I'm gonna action surge and just attack 2 more times and just keep swinging at this guy.
Yeah.
So that is a 24 for the second, or sorry, the third. Mm-hmm. And to keep it on theme, that is 16 for the last one.
16 hits.
Oh, nice. So that's 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Nice. So that will be...
However, he is going to use that shadow armor of the hexes to see if he can get his way out of one of those attacks. He basically just needs to roll. He does. You cut through a shadow version of himself for one of them.
Cool.
As he is no longer where he once was standing.
So 2 of them hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 5 times 13 for one of them. And 19 for the other one.
13 and 19. 20, 32.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
32. And yeah, he's just like swinging wildly, just trying to like split him down the middle.
Yeah, you were taking chunks out of Lawvogue. There's almost a level of rage from, being put on mess duty, made scrub pots, like the things that you had to go through as the whipping boy of the Dirty Bitch Boys, is all coming out in this fury. And you hear a voice in your head go, "Think clearer. You wouldn't have missed that attack if you just focused. Cold fury, Groot." But do you have a bonus action? You also have a bonus action attacks, don't you?
I did, but I'm not gonna knock him down because it kind of means that if anyone wants to take a range shot, there'll be a disadvantage. I'm gonna leave him standing.
Gotcha. Nice. Anything else movement wise?
Nope, that's it. I'm gonna stay in melee.
All right, Iggy, it is your turn.
Yeah. I want to cast a spell at Lawvogue.
Mm-hmm. Lawvogue.
Yeah, I want.
Lamhog.
Yeah, all I think of is Lamhog now.
Lamhog is also acceptable.
I don't know if this is the best thing to do, but it kind of ties into the beer I have. I want to cast Phantasmal Force on him. And what I will hope will help with the saving throw or anything is that the what I want to land in his mind matches my beer. So I'm using a spell and a beer at the same time. And the beer is sundown. And what I want it to seem like he is in pitch blackness, not real sun, because maybe he can see in that, but that it is pitch blackness, just that in like around his head or around where he is, he's blinded by this, and it's like a lightning storm that's damaging him.
Amazing. So I'm going to make him roll with disadvantage because you're tying in a beer, and it is a what stat is Phantasmal Force?
Attack save intelligence 16. Is that what that is?
So he needs to make an intelligence saving throw. Is that where you're?
I think that's what that means. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does not. He does not make that. So this darkness, this sundown, the very horizon of battle, just kind of extends over, essentially blinding him.
Mm-hmm. And I think he gets some damage, right? And like the damage is because there's lightning bolts where inside.
Yes.
1d6. So.
Does it say when? Because I believe it's like as a bonus action, or
Oh yeah, sorry. That might be the next on the next turn. The target.
You can read it out like in full because the audience might know the spell as well.
Yeah, sorry, it's really long, so I just want to get to the. It's it's the affected target is so convinced of the phantasm's reality that it can even take damage from the illusion. A phantasm created to appear as a creature can attack the target, like fire or a pool of acid or lava can burn. Each round on your turn, the phantasm can deal 1d6 psychic damage. Okay, so that's on my next turn.
No, it sounds like it's on your turn now. Okay. So you can roll that d6.
Yeah, and it was a 6. I know that's
nice.
Not, but yeah. Okay.
No, that's still good.
I'm still kind of learning. I feel like. Cool.
Yeah, this lightning attack just kind of. He even, you can see him stagger. He doesn't want to get too far out of melee range with Arlington in case Arlington kind of pounces on the opportunity. But he's like seemingly fried, and his cool leadership demeanor is dropping.
Excellent. I'm gonna just stay hiding behind my fountain.
Nice. You have a bonus action if you want to use it.
Oh, can I always forget what's the like the healing word. Can I do that towards Arlington at this point?
Unfortunately, I don't think so because I think healing word is a leveled spell, and you've cast a spell.
Yeah.
So when you cast it, you can only cast. Yeah. So
there isn't a bonus action healing thing now.
There is, provided you don't cast any other spell that isn't a cantrip this round.
No. Okay, I'm just gonna hide.
Cool. Rander, you momentarily caged and cut off from battle. That has since lifted. It is your turn.
Cool. I'm going to fire firebolts at the barbarian who's currently in a washing machine, like Garen from League kind of method.
He's a Beyblade.
So I got a 14 plus 8, so yeah, 23. Sorry, not 23.
Is that 22. Is that a ranged spell attack?
Yes.
I'm coming down with you on the rules on this one, guys. Ranged spell attacks in melee range are at disadvantage. He is in the melee range with you because he's trying to attack you. So you have to roll again, disadvantage.
I got an 18.
Nice. That still hits.
So it's 2d10.
2d10. Nice.
I got... That is 13 fire damage.
Nice. You get the feeling as this fire kind of hits against his raging form, it doesn't do as much damage as you'd expect.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to, because that Firebolts was a cantrip, I'm going to use Healing Word, second level on Arlington. But I'm going to also use my Artificer Servant, which allows me to add 4 to that dice as well. So I'm rolling a 2d4 plus 8.
Ooh. Nice!
And I got a 6 plus 8, so 14 health back to you.
Very, very tasty and appreciated.
In the course of the last couple of moments, there's been sort of a trading of blows between Lavog and Arlington. Iggy, you have managed to place this sort of phantasmal nightmare in his mind. And Rander, both with a firebolt off to kind of keep Willem at bay. What are these healing words that you across to Arlington?
Dying light.
In-app advertising.
Click to clear.
Would you like to reduce these ads by paying for Dying Light?
Yeah. It's actually more probably because he probably said something nice about the about Dying Light, so it's probably like, thanks for the good review.
I was saying, I made the mistake of not going incognito when I was looking at the Dying Light stuff, and now I'm being hit by these ads.
Exactly.
Cookies. I was going to say the first one would work well because he's probably forgotten the name of that brand of beer, and so by Dying Light is like a really nice. It's like a
by Dying Light.
Inspirational quote there. Yeah.
All right. It is Willem's turn, and Willem again is going to sort of Beyblade his way into trying to hit you with one of these attacks, Randy.
I really hope chat is keeping track of how many anime references we've made this episode.
It's been a lot. I mean, we should really just be a
more than
Saturday morning cartoon. He's going to make 3 attacks this round, all with advantage. You know what? I'm going to hold myself accountable. That shouldn't have been a disadvantage, Paul, because all attacks would have been with advantage because he's been reckless. That's on me. I gave a shit for that, and that's on me. So he's going to make 3 attacks, all with advantage against you.
I feel like I'm being punished. Never mind.
All Great Weapon Master, all reckless. So, does a 19 hit?
It does indeed.
Okay. Does a 17 hit?
My armor class is 17, so I don't know if its attacker has to equal or beat.
I never know this, so I'm going to defer to Wes. If you hit the armor class?
If you hit the armor class, it hits.
Cool.
Same as a DC.
And then 3rd attack, that's not going to hit. I know that straight away. So he does to you 5 plus 13, 18 on the first attack. And 9 plus 13, 22 on the second attack.
40 altogether?
40 damage altogether as this whirlwinding, raging, he catches in his sort of whirligig carnival ride of life. Dustin and Kenku fall from a tree and then puts like more force behind you as this woof, 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 great sword. You can even, all of you hear this in the air. It's picked up enough speed that it is just kind of making sound now, almost like you're sort of in the presence of a helicopter. He's quite small. He could take off.
That's physics.
Like a little...
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like the seeds,
like the little princesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a helicopter seed or one of those 90s toy princesses that you fire up in the air. And
yeah.
Got 40 damage total. It's just as he's laying into you. That is the end of.
Just a question: switching weapon is an attack of opportunity, right?
No, we're good. We can. I feel like I'm being pretty harsh this episode. We're still really cool, guys. It's just your level 10 now. We're still buds.
It's more my knowledge of 5th edition more.
Yeah. It's switching weapons is usually it's a free action to either put away or take out. So it's usually quicker to like drop your weapon and then take out the new one. That's like a free action. But then if you want to like properly sheath and then take out another one, that would take an action. That's usually the way it works. But I think that's up to DM discretion for a lot of it.
Yeah, and for me, it's like really cool. You can drop a thing, you can take a thing out, unless it's like you got wands of power sort of stuff that kind of take time to hold and focus. And also, just so the internet know, I know I'm not the harshest DM these guys play with. I know that for a fact. That's the end of Willem's turn. Dustin is dead. Sorry, no toy show this year. You fucking killed him. Huck, it is your turn.
Okay. So we've got a guy swirling at Randir.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Lamb Hog and Arlington battling it out, doing all right. And the other lad's charmed.
He is like having a fucking time of his life.
Charming. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well then, let's try this again. So he's like very close to Randir, your man spinning around.
Yes, he's within melee range.
Cool. How close is he to Lamb Hog and Arlington or anyone else?
Like 20 feet away. That battle sword has been pushing down the driveway away from you guys. I know I haven't really. Thematically, you're still within distance, but just for funness, it's sort of been there doing their own thing.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to try to do, if it's possible, but you said 20 feet, so I don't think it is pick a point where I could get Lamb Hog and the guy with another synaptic static. But failing that, I just want to get the guy and not Randir, essentially. So I'm trying to pick mostly 20 feet away from him, like 19 feet away from him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you can definitely get Willem in that synaptic static. You probably wouldn't be able to get Lobog based on the din of that battle. It's just a little bit confusing. Yeah. It's like that precise pinpointing, difficult to do when they're dancing around each other. I
mean, the thing is, Huck doesn't actually want to. He wants to help Arlington, but this is something he thinks Arlington's gonna have to do for himself, probably. So we'll see. At this stage, anyway.
The boy's gotta learn.
He's not. He's trying to help Randir, his new friend.
Yes, but he needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, so he's an intelligence. I'm actually going to, although he's a barbarian, so I don't think intelligence is going to be in a high stat. But you know what? This needs to work. So I'm going to use my new heightened spell, which means that he has a disadvantage.
Nice. I'm also just checking if he has some sort of raged advantage against stuff.
It'd be strength and constitution.
Yeah, exactly. So he's rolling with disadvantage.
Yeah.
He got an 11.
Which means 17. The market is open for like a nerd rage character that just gets a bonus to intelligence and wisdom when they're freaking out.
No, actually.
Yeah.
I had it open there, but then I went to check my stats. Yeah, so I think that is, again, it's 8d6. So, drop one.
I like how Hook as a character now, if his spell doesn't do 8 of whatever die is associated with it, it's not worth it.
I mean, that is how I feel. We're talking, this is a low roller, actually, this one. So that's 5, 10, 20. Oh, no, 22.
Nice.
I rolled a lot of 1s and 2s.
And that's psychic damage.
That is psychic damage, yeah.
Nice.
So he's got the -6. I don't know. The way it kind of sounds when you read it out, it sounds like you roll a -6 and that's just that one number. But you could also equally roll a different d6 every time he has to do something.
Yeah, I get you.
Because it says during that time it rolls a d6 and subtracts that the number rolled from all its attack rolls. Oh yeah, so you roll it once and then that's the minus you get.
All right, I'm gonna roll it now and see what happens. It's a 3, so it's -3 to everything.
No, just attack
rolls and ability checks.
Yeah,
he's a barbarian. He doesn't have a lot more else.
Yeah. I was just saying, not necessarily saves, only con saves.
Nice. That is your action. You can move, bonus action. Any of those things you'd like to do?
I want to get, if they're moving, if Arlington and Lampog are getting further away, then I want to bridge the distance, keeping an eye on it. But I'm still gonna give them a good bit of room to have a fight in. I'll try to stay in like 30 feet.
Yeah, you can definitely kind of triangulate that distance there. Yeah. At the end of your turn, Lavog uses one of his legendary actions, which is called It Takes Two to Mango, as he invokes duplicity, for lack of a better term, and splits in two.
Is that the kind of thing I can counterspell?
Is it a spell? Yeah, if you want to use a spell slot for it, it's a can, so I'm just kind of using it as a, like, he doesn't, there's nothing on my notes that says this. I just saw
you said it was an ability.
Maybe I'll use it now.
No. Fair. I can't remember if counterspell happens in a reaction space, doesn't it?
Yeah, you could counterspell this if you wanted.
Yeah, why not? I will counterspell that. If it's 3rd level or lower, it fails and has no effect. If it's 4th level or higher, they make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So,
the difficulty here is that Invoke Duplicity is a trickster cleric ability that I'm just pulling out of the player's handbook to apply to that can. So let's say it's 3rd level or lower.
Cool, and I counterspell's 3rd level, so I think it's DC 13 for it to. For me,
it works.
Yeah. Oh
no, it works. It's just if it's 3rd level lower, it just works.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Cool. And then it is his turn. So Lavog, having split in two and then sucked back together by a counterspell, where he goes, "Well, Arlington, it takes 2 to mango," and you hear that three's a crowd. The world says no. He goes to attack. Were your last ones reckless?
They were, yes.
Nice.
I was trying to negate his disadvantage.
All right. His first attack. Oh, nice. He gets a 19. And I'll tell you what, when your Hexblade cursed, 19's a crit.
Oh, is it actually? That's chunky.
Okay.
He's still
first attack.
Where he's aiming, can he? Or can he see it?
That's a very good point.
He has to use his action to examine it, to end it.
He's not going to. He just thinks he's gone blind.
Able to do.
Yeah. He's just attacking in the wilderness. However, he considers himself to have the blind condition. So very good point. Very good reminder. This would put his attacks at disadvantage. So I'm going to roll again straight.
A little bit more difficult, right?
Yeah, I'm going to roll again straight for his 2 attacks. and see what he gets. Not as spicy. Thanks, Iggy. I don't get to have any fun.
What'd you get? My AC is lower than you think.
18 and 27.
I think
they both hit.
Yeah.
18 and 27.
I don't get to have any fun.
It was a crit, you know. I like critting.
Remind me, Ard, to put my infusion on your armor.
I'm not wearing any armor. I can't wear armor.
That means you just put it on his skin.
Put it on his shield.
Yeah, it's my unarmored defense. I literally can't wear armor or I lose all my AC.
Arlington, you take as Lavog, as loads of things conspire against him in a moment where he thinks he's kind of gotten a nice like coup de grace, but he just happens to kind of slide through perhaps part of your Hux Punk's cloak that he thought, yeah, you used to be fatter. As he aimed for a spot that you don't exist in anymore. You take 19 like magical slashing damage, but is essentially slashing damage. And using his bonus action, he sort of puts his hand out and kind of crushes, and you can feel your own brain just sort of, and you take 4 psychic damage.
That's rankling my brain. So that's 13 altogether, right?
13 altogether, and again, that psychic damage is just sort of like almost adding a sort of TV static to your connection to Airman.
But it's not the same effect as before. Like it doesn't. I don't lose my reactions again.
No, you don't use it. You've got all that back. That was only just once time. That was like one epic.
Is the disadvantage on attacks still there, or was that just for one round?
That should be gone. The spelly cast was called.
I was under the impression it was just the no reactions for one round and the rest stays.
Until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so I'm back to normal.
You're back to normal. In fact, you were back to normal a couple of turns ago. Or like a couple of people ago. So yeah, you're back to normal. You're all good in the hood. That's him. That's action, bonus action. He's not going to move. And brings us on to Gordon's. Gordon's is dazzled by this. However, I just thought of something because I'm a clever DM. Lucy, Ignatius O'Fla, is Phantasmal Force a concentration spell?
Yes. Shit!
And is Hypnotic Pattern a concentration spell?
Oh no! Well, let's see. Where the fuck are you?
This is what happens when we never get combat fights. We weren't ready for it.
Yeah, in fairness, I haven't trained you for like this level. At the same time, I'm like, yeah, I've got notes in front of me.
I'm such a fucking idiot. Yeah, they're both concentration.
So your concentration on Hypnotic Pattern has dropped as you concentrate now on Phantasmal Force.
I think that's fitting for Iggy as well. Just getting excited and then just completely dividing her attention between two things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really useful when you play yourself because errors really just are very accurate in the story.
And it's like, oh, that looks interesting. I'll help here.
As far as he's aware, I think she thinks the Gordon's one is still working. Like,
yeah, I don't need to look at it. He's frozen
behind her, and pants her or something, and kind of like, "Wait, you fool! I thought you were there." Yeah,
that's I've been here the whole time. Gordon shakes out of his stupor, and in his sort of torn, shredded half plate armor, he's going to rip the sleeves off some armor because he's a jock. Takes out his weapon, which I had this sheet somewhere before. I have it here. No, I have a link to it. It just wasn't in front of me, Ben. Do the work, Ben. Do the work. Here we go. Pulls out a great sword and heads towards you, Hook, as the person who sort of bridged the distance and is now his closest person to him. He is going to make 2 attacks against you. So a 10 and a 23.
1 hits and 1 fails.
1 hits and 1 fails.
Yeah.
That hit does 11
Fine.
damage. I was just checking. There's something that this guy has because I didn't necessarily take exactly the fighter stats that you had. I've gone a different way with this.
You noodle?
Or not. Okay, cool. Yeah, 11 piercing damage as he goes, finally I can enter the fight. I can't remember what you sounded like. Lisa, do you remember what
exactly that? 100% just that. It is lovely to meet you.
I think
finally.
A posh British accent, because that's the only kind of accent that I can do.
I think, you know what? I think his voice should be that fucking robot voice that everyone uses on TikTok, like that lady who talks like this.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be great to do.
I think that's exactly what he said.
Finally, I can enter the fight. A slash and a slash. Take that damage.
Yeah.
He does 2 attacks.
Yeah.
That is him pretty much. Okay, and he shouts over to Willem, focus, as he shows some leadership.
Nice. So, side note, this sundown is really nice. This is real good.
Oh, wow.
That's the real victory here.
Yeah, right?
What's nice for VOD viewers and not podcast listeners is that Lucy has the classic zoom on, so it's almost like the Porterhouse Brewing Company is trying to blur out being associated with their show.
Yeah, it keeps happening. It keeps blurring it out, but it doesn't blur it out immediately.
Yeah. Don't worry. This was on the live, but this is just on the thing.
That's the end of Gordon's turn. Arlington, top of the round. We're back to you.
What about me?
Did I not? You had a turn. You split the distance. You did all that stuff.
Yeah, because you were initially going to do your spell between Lavogue and Willem.
Yeah,
I did that.
Yeah, that was the same turn.
I thought you went back.
That was literally just there.
Just happened just
and
there.
then Lavogue went. I was describing something happening to Arlington, so you weren't the focus of attention, admittedly, but it was the enemy attacking.
I think it's Gordon being back throwing me. Because I had no idea where he was.
He's at the bottom of the initiative order,
Right.
quite aptly. So don't worry, we will be back to you shortly. But
I don't know what to
not
do.
just yet. Maybe use this time. Just look over some stuff. Okay,
Nah.
great. Arlington, top of the round. It's rare in Dungeons and Dragons, and maybe in real life. I don't know. I've never been in a real fight. That like 12 seconds, 15 seconds. I've done battle ropes, and doing them for 15 seconds was tough. So we're getting
pretty
to
much
that
the same.
stage.
Pretty much the exact
we're
same.
getting to that stage of battle ropes. So there's sweat pouring down, and you've been fighting for quite some time. I mean, 30 seconds at least, which is in D&D world an eternity. Lavogue's on the back foot. You see his eyes go inky black, not with a sort of warlock coolness, but like almost with like an iggy foolness, you might say, as he's being made a fool of by your bard. It is your turn as you walk into this with a sense of the battle's turning. This is the first time in the last 30 seconds you feel it's gone your way. It's just the stupidest thing about D&D, isn't it? Like when you actually think about 6-second rounds, it just makes everything seem fucking dumb.
It's brilliant. It's chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Arlington is going to sort of like the bloodshot eyes kind of steady out a little bit, and he readjusts his grip on the haft of his axe. So where before it was like almost like straight down, as if he was trying to like slice Lavogue in two, he's kind of like just kind of tilts it a little bit more into more of a finessed sort of battle stance, and he relaxes his shoulders because he realizes they've been like tensed up here, and kind of like lowers them a little bit, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and then he raises his Lobo's shield into the air, and like I'm gonna bellow out to like my friends around me, like stand with the Ard Rí, we rise to battle. And I want it to come out in as close to Iramon's voice as possible, but I don't know what he sounds like. I want it to sound like a little bit like almost like Grud doing his fancy king impression, but I don't want to tell you what your NPC sounds like.
Well, here's an interesting thing. I'm okay with us because I've been intimidating Arlington quite a lot as the DM, just for fun. It's a fun voice to do. That we both like, for the audience point of view, when we speak as Iramon, it's the same voice, but you have full reign on what that sounds like in your head. And then I've been kind of doing a sort of me but higher pitched sort of a Arlington, please just, it's just a kind of light, airy fairy elfy kind of voice. So
right.
by all means use that or use a version of that whenever you want to speak, because I don't mind. It's a joint narrative. We're all collaboratively telling the same story.
Cool. Yeah, then just with the shield held aloft and like a pulse of light shoots out, almost like a lighthouse. And we'll figure out the voice later on. I'm not going to repeat it because I can't remember exactly what I said, but I'm going to use my action to cast my new channel divinity, which I've called High King's Oath.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone, or well, 3 of my friendly targets, which I assume everyone who's within 30 feet, you now get 1d4 to attacks or save for 1d6 rounds, which is 1 round. It's better than nothing.
What was that? 1d4?
1d4.
You can do it every. You don't have to roll it straight away. It's not like the other one. You can do it every attack. Every attack you can d4.
I'll just write it down.
Yeah, but for 1 round.
Nice. At this moment in time, where I'll come back to the middle of your turn, but like as you raise your shield up and as the light of Lobo raises, which is sort of, he was one of Manon and McAleer's champions, as this sort of beacon extends up, and you can see the glittering stalactites and gems of sleep gem in the roof above, and all of you feel like something has changed in Arlington. He is no longer a sort of modest but bumbling bugbear or a frothing and unpredictable rage machine. That there is sort of a alignment there. You feel, I wouldn't say, you feel inspired to be on his team and to follow him into what is the turning point of this battle. It is there as literally both the light of the city kind of shines out, and our stage goes dark. So we're going to take a break. We will be back in about 15 minutes for the conclusion of this thrilling battle. This is the first time we've done like a full battle episode. I haven't been confident. Yeah, it's good. It's going well. Let's see if I kill you in the next round.
We'll see if it keeps going well. It might not.
Who knows? Dice can say anything. You've killed Dustin, which is heartbreaking. We will be back in about 15 minutes. If you are a fan of the show and you want to support us, please do all the things Wes mentioned at the beginning, which is like and subscribe and click those buttons. And for being a fan of the show, we want to say thank you to you as sort of listeners and viewers and supporters and followers and social media. So we have a partner of the show, and that partner is Dakota Irish. You can go to dakotairish.com and check out all their wonderful wares. And we have a promo code. That promo code has changed. So if you were using it before, it's now a new one. We refresh it every once in a while. Use the promo code HUXPUNKS. HUXPUNKS is the promo code for the next while. So Homebrew 10, you're dead to us. HUXPUNKS, long live, as they say. With that in mind, we're going to take our low bio break. We will be here in 15 minutes. I suggest you do as well. If you've been drinking along, grab yourself a drink of water. If you haven't been drinking along, what's stopping you now? Like, go grab yourself. You deserve it. You earned it. You've earned it. Go do it. Right. Chat to you very shortly. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Homebrew. We're going to dive right in. Arlington, the bugbear barbarian / little bit of fighter, has raised his shield triumphantly in the air, encouraging and ultimately bolstering Huck's punks around him in a battle for... well, we haven't stopped. No one, and all of you kind of look, what are we really fighting for? No time to discuss. We're fighting the Dirty Dish Boys and settling some old scores because, hey, Law Vogue, Lamhog, the Hobgoblin Warlock, works for Rua. Rua is up to no good, and Huck's punks are here to stop him. That's all that matters in a game of D&D.
Oh, they were also trying. They said they'd turn us in or something as well, didn't they?
Yeah. They're also saying that some of the Dirty Bitch Boys have been captured by the city guards, but if they can bring in the troublesome group who derailed the mail system in this dwarven underground city, then the guards would forgive literal murder.
Oh, wait, hang on. That was you guys? Oh, I meant...
He doesn't know that.
I didn't know I was associated with criminals.
Yeah, criminals. And worse, menaces.
Heroes.
Some might say, the heroes we deserve. That's we will dive right back in. Arlington, you had used your action to sort of channel... I've been trying... Regality, I guess? It's not really divinity. It's sort of channel regality.
Yeah. I guess... I mean, okay, well, obviously I'd leave it up to you, but I kind of considered this like kind of channeling the High King's favor rather than it being something coming from Arlington himself. So that's why I'm kind of like I think the power is coming from Iramon, and then he's just kind of bestowing it briefly. That's why it's like a once a day kind of thing.
Ah, nice. Yeah,
but I mean,
that makes sense. Like you're
tapping
into that. You're tapping into that High King ability to sort of bolster. The position is giving you a like any boss in the world, you can have one meltdown a day, and you should still call HR. Like, come on, but you get to pull your weight around once a day.
Yeah, every day I get to channel Al Pacino on any given Sunday and make the speech, and then after that it just descends into, I don't know, some like Carlito's Way bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah. Although, given that we've been talking anime and given that we're talking all this, we can slightly retcon. We can turn this into a He-Man moment, like a Prince Adam to by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. Shield up transformation.
Yeah, I have the power joke when we.
Yeah, I mean, He-Man, Tron, Star Wars, whatever your fancy.
A hand goes into the air and reality shifts around. We'll come back to the exact rippling effect of that, but ultimately it has bolstered Huck's punks. You feel almost like dubbed Knights of the Realm. Would you speak? You're kind of like, we are the Ard Rí protectors of Hibernia. Anyway, enough waffle from me. Arlington,
just to clarify, was Ard Rí the term for High King, or Ard Rí are the people who served the High King?
Ard Rí is the term for High King.
Okay, grand. Just wanted to make sure before I use that wildly incorrectly.
I'm almost certain. I could be wrong here, but
that's what I thought as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're good.
I can tell you. I think Rí is king anyway.
Yeah, I was pretty sure Ard Rí was High King as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you've crippled me with that, man.
No, I crippled myself with that. I was like, I used that.
I'm now back in first year Irish lessons. Going, oh my god,
psychic damage to Ben. Excellent.
Yeah. Fitting.
It's your turn, Arlington. Let's crack in. Let's settle this. Crack of the knuckles. I'm not going to do it. This is great.
Cool. Okay, straight in then. Arlington kind of lowers his shield back down. He's still got that like kind of regal stance, holding himself completely differently before, and he's like locking eyes with Law Vogue. And then use my action. I'm going to use a bonus action to Second Wind, kind of like compose himself and recover some health, which is the D10 again. It's so rare to use it. There we go. 9 plus 2, so I recover 11 health. I don't have to roll for that. Yay. And then, I'm going to like looking a bit sturdier, like wounds are healing up, and then my ear has stopped bleeding. I'm going to stare down Lavhog, and in like a similar, like almost like Grud doing an impression of someone else rather than a different voice speaking. I'm gonna like kind of bellow at Lavok and be like, "Kneel before Arladum, Arladum, Ard Rí Hibernia, your high king and your end." And then switch the voice back, and Rod's gonna say, "You dirty little bitch." Action surge. I'm gonna use my action surge to attack him twice.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, no, I used my action surge already. Did I?
Not this round.
No, I only get it once per short rest.
Oh,
shit.
Okay.
But I still definitely say action surge, and then like when he goes to move, he realizes he physically can't move. He's exhausted from all of that shit.
You say this to Lavo, and Lavo, his eyes narrow, and he goes, "What do you possibly think to accomplish? Even if you beat me, you can't beat her. She's mistress of the eternal sunset, the dark druid. She's unraveling reality itself. You don't stand a chance. You're merely clowns in her court." And you get the feeling that he is sort of... There was a bitterness there of like, he's conceding a battle a little bit. But ultimately, the war is still at hand. High king or not, I bow to only one queen, Rua.
We got mini Rua over there. I'd be careful. she was
Nice.
the one that's melting your buddy's brains. You saw that?
Now that you mention it, she does look very familiar. Elimination.
You can't see me. You're blind.
I have memory. Like I remember, I wasn't always blind. I don't.
Take his memories.
Okay.
Make him hit himself with his own sword and cut that memory out.
Speaking of Iggy, is that the end of your turn, Arlington?
Sorry, yes, that's the end of my turn.
Iggy, it is your turn.
Okay, I was torn there because I was like, oh, I'll leave that because obviously to do a concentration spell, you have to stop one to do the next one. We know that now, guys. We all know that now. We all learned.
You can do non-concentration based spells though.
No, but I want to try I want to try and use suggestion on him. And I was going to do this before you said what you just said there, but I want to try and pretend to be Rua's voice in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you say?
I want it to be, and I think that Iggy would be quite good at trying to embody it. But I want to say, leave them, take your men, and go, and get out of the city now.
Wow. Okay. So,
I've never used
what saving throw is that?
Okay, yeah, saving throw. Just had it here. Now I've lost it. Sorry. My D&D Beyond is so slow because just my internet is so slow.
Yeah, I need to get used to rolling in this thing so everyone can see it.
Mm.
It doesn't add my rage though, and I hate very simple maths.
Mm.
It is a wisdom saving throw. Sorry.
Wisdom saving throw. Got it. 19.
Do I have? Oh, can I use? No.
You got your 1d4.
I can't hit that D4.
Oh no, it's saving throw used to make.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
This probably won't help, but I got because this has the word Diablo, devil. I got a tiny mini wine in case. Does Ruth anything connected to the devil?
I mean, I wish, but you can tell from your own tone of voice, like what's
clutching at straws.
You didn't believe your own argument.
I like it.
Well, I want to capture. I'm trying to imitate the devil, and I'll drink this little red wine.
Would you consider this a mental invasion, even if it's not my turn?
Oh, okay. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're using beers.
What about
Mental
my certain death? Hail, hail.
Okay. Yeah.
It could be her salty kiss. Yeah.
All of you know that invasion was that's like me going, how about a raindrop of magic?
Yeah. That's pretty good. I think we go with raindrop.
Though invasion is interesting. If you crack that can,
which is more than I can say for this beer. It's very forgettable.
Oh, okay. I'll roll again. That's a good little tip. Okay, we're looking a little bit more like this could change the tides of fate. 14.
Oh, it was 16. Wisdom 16.
Okay, invasion. Actually, MVP beer. Nice.
Yeah. You, in that moment, it's almost as if like the first suggestion kind of, you say the words, but the magic wasn't imbued in them. So it was just you. And when you see him kind of look at you and go, you sort of then like someone who plays percussion in an orchestra, just like smash into his brain, and it takes hold as if it was Rua, the patron, saying it to him. And you get the feeling that that suggestion has sunk in. It might be the dire situation of the Dirty Bitch Boys. It might be that your resemblance to Rua, although we can't see you, so maybe that was part of the confusion.
Because now he can see light and everything, right? Because that spell's over.
Yes, yeah. So,
which he probably thinks is Rua helping him.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Boys, dirty bitch boys to me. And he looks around.
To me, my bitch boys.
To me. Get back here. This fight will gather on a different day. And he puts a hand out to you and he's like, I'm still a man of honor. Will your troop let my men leave?
Wait, I'm now thinking, was this a terrible idea? Because like, if we won, were they going to help us in some way? Or no, that was in your original battle.
That was in the duel.
That's all. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I think Arlington does like a fake kind of like, and then just lowers his axe and then like extends a hand. He's like, but he does like a real like brother, like clasping the forearm handshake, and he like squeezes fairly hard. He's like, you don't fuck with us no more, and you don't report us in anybody. Deal?
Yes.
Deal.
I pull him out of the way. Tell your mother I'll save your life. Like still holding on to his forearm. I look him in the eyes and be like, you got to tell me the truth then. When shit hits the fan, you gonna be on the side of that archfey? Are you gonna protect where you live?
Arlington, let me put this very clearly. There is no protecting. She is unraveling the very fabric of reality and building it in her image. When shit hits the fan, it's going to be a hell of a lot more painful than today was.
And how does helping her protect you?
Helping her puts me in her favors, knowing where is safe to be and where is not safe to be, and puts me in a very high position in her new court of order.
I'm going to let go of his arm. So you're a coward.
You see him, like, his eyes go down, and he backs away as the dirty bitch boys go to him. Gordon's goes over to Dustin and swoops him up.
Sweeps him up?
Swoops him, just kind of picks him up. And they leave. They essentially just walk away, out the gates and away.
Was that a really boring way for that encounter to end? Was murdering them way better?
Well, it would have been more definitive, but now we know there's, guys that are scared enough of us to run away, and we know they're
scared enough of Rua to run away.
Yeah, we got information out of it, and they still exist. I don't think it's a bad way to end it.
No, that's I dubbed the not murder hobos. You successfully managed to peacefully end a conflict of which they were looking rough, but not so rough that Iggy, to give you a little bit of confidence from the other side of the screen, Dustin the Kenku is dead. That's a sacrifice on their hand. One of you could be, you as a party could be in that same position right now. So peacefully ending it is good.
Yeah, it seemed like he was really attacking a lot in a scary way. So yeah, I just, I just don't have that bloodthirsty satisfaction of, getting of us just murdering and standing over the bodies of our foes. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'd agree with you, but let's revisit this when we try and kill your mom, because he was kind of like my bandit dad, so it's a bit, I'm kind of going through a lot.
Daddy issues. I know that.
I got 2 of them. Pretty progressive family.
Yeah. I've only got the one, but I don't really know who he is, so it's like half a daddy.
Oh.
What group have I joined?
Like,
friend.
A lot of people with parents issues.
That's the common thread, yeah.
They're a support group.
Do I have to write that into my character too now?
Can I try and take back from Randy, or if he has it there, that sheet of paper that I gave him to see if he ticked yes or no on friendship?
Oh yeah.
Because he didn't use the inspiration, but
Huck's very interested in that. He's seen this stick before. He wants to get you.
You're giving him like a follow-up email to see if you can fill out the questionnaire.
Yeah, I was gonna say it circles both of them, and then it has like a review, like for Dying Light.
Needs improvement.
Yeah, like and a question mark.
it turned into like an order form.
Huck, Spunks, and Randir, before the dust fully settles, in this moment of kind of slight respite, you do hear the clambering and clanking of mine carts sort of rocketing from the middle of the city towards you, and attached to them the echoing of sirens. So there is you get the impression that something is on its way to you.
Should we maybe head back to that lovely your dad's house?
Yeah, let's go back to Good Dad's house. It's the Popo. We gotta get out of here.
Excellent. Randy, come on, it's great. Gesture to Randy.
What is going on? What, I guess he follows because he just got attacked by a whole bunch of people, and he's just like, well, these guys are fine.
We'll buy beer off you. It's my dad likes beer. You could get some investment from him. He's the man you want to meet. Connected in town.
Definitely joined it now.
You had quite the rager the other night. I'm sure there's lots of need for beer there.
Yeah, I'm now on this train.
I love Randy as a nickname, though. It's so good.
Hi, I'm Randy, and I brew beer. Can I tell you about my wholesome values?
in this extreme, fantastical high fantasy realm, one hero stands alone. Randy.
Randy's a dad. He's got a mustache, and he likes mowing the lawn on Saturdays, but boy, does he know how to brew beer.
Yeah, we're all worried about our issues with our mums and our dads, and Randy is definitely someone's stepdad. Oh God, you are our stepdad.
Yeah, I am now going to be everyone's stepdad.
Who buys us beer?
Yeah, who buys you beer and is the cool dad who helps you out.
I would rather you drink in my house than drink in some field, son.
Randy's so cool. He can hold 5 magic items at once.
And I'm a happy man.
As you make your way through the city, make your way back to Tig's, you make your way back to the apartment. Tig is there. So as you walk in, well, how did you get on in the Clockwork Tangerine? Oh, all of you, you look like worse for wear. Come in. And he starts kind of putting on a little cauldron of hot water and picking out some leaves from a cupboard he has, because it's like a sweet little one-bed apartment he lives in, I guess. He has all his tea leaves up there. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't have time to prepare the place as I would in the wilderness where there are no cupboards.
There's dirt everywhere.
Yeah, you could just pick leaves from anything. And he starts brewing some tea, and he puts the kettle on and goes, sit down. Tell me everything that happened.
So, I mean, hi. Stuff's happened. Did
I ever tell him about Law Vogue? Yeah, he
would know about Law Vogue. Well, actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think he'd know about him. I think he
yeah.
When I first met, he'd know about him. So
we got cornered by Law Vogue and his buddies, but we roughed him up and we escaped. We got some info about.
We told him about Rue and stuff, didn't we? We told him about Rue's plan.
Well, interesting enough, I have a note in my little thing here that just says, "Remind me as the DM." Has Tig been filled in on the general state of the world?
Oh no!
I think we definitely would have told him, because he's a smart fella that knows shit. So I think we would have asked him stuff about the roads or something.
Pretty sure we talked to him about Rua and possibly the roads. Yeah, it's definitely.
Tell you what, I'd
Rua.
say we talked about it during the session. So Ben, it's up to you as to whether or not he remembers.
One of us could use our flashback that you gave us to say, like, I told him.
This is on me as a DM. Don't worry about it. You keep your flashbacks in your pockets. That's not. But it's. Yeah, I think you did. I have a feeling you did.
I think we would have told him, like, yeah.
I think it was actually when we left the cliffhanger, possibly like the one where we met him. It started up in the bar, and I had been talking to him for a while. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you've been burning the ear off him. Yeah, you definitely told him.
He's doing a lot of drinking.
These are all the exciting things I've been doing.
He's an old friend. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we brought it up, but it would be hilarious if we didn't. And
However, Randir doesn't know.
I was about to go, I have a question, and it's not the question you think. What the hell is going on? What was the voice thing that suddenly talks to me in the middle of trying to help?
I don't know if I can help you with the voice thing. That's on you, but
sometimes I switch voices. Is that what it was? Because it's okay.
It sounded like a woman, like talking to my head.
Were you trying to cast a spell?
Yeah, it said that I was fun, or I'm a fun one, which was a bit of an odd.
That
might be Mrs. Iggy Senior.
Yeah, she's more or less our nemesis.
Okay,
well,
so
my nemesis, I kind of maybe have to not do anything to like.
She's just hanging around, but she can't actually nemesis with Rua because she's her mother. So I mean, Rua's Iggy's mother, not the other way around. But you never know.
Can I whip out the map and show?
We're pretty confident Iggy's not her mom.
Well, look,
some sort of John Connor situation.
Yeah.
Where Iggy goes back in time and becomes her own mother. Yeah, you can whip out the map and for brevity, Randir. Thankfully, Paul, you've been here the entire time.
Yeah.
You just haven't been on stream.
Presumably taking notes.
Like as much as everybody else.
Touché.
Everyone who watches this takes notes, right? They should do.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific you wouldn't say to Randir? And I appreciate this puts you in a difficult position, Paul, as sort of a metagame situation. But is there anything that you mightn't bring up?
I don't think we'd mention Rian for fear that he thinks we just lose friends and don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Huck would definitely mention Rian. And everything.
That's fair. He wouldn't want to show off how many friends he has.
Yeah.
At least 7.
Huck's an open book. He'd have told him everything, provided he was interested in asking.
Yeah, I don't think I provided anything from Randir.
Oh.
Like I guess he would be kind of interesting because like he has like followed the stories of you guys, so he'd probably be interested. Though if you show him the map, he's gonna probably be able to fill you in on some stuff.
Ooh, well, I believe I whipped it out.
Because he did investigate the road on his trip, so
Yeah, you did.
They can tell you that it's cold iron.
Yes, we read that is bad for Fae or good for Fae.
Yeah, it's specifically the pure, like it's unrefined iron, which is like, or cold irons, like yeah, it's quite bad for Fae and stuff like that.
It's fierce bad.
Does it limit their powers, or is it like silver for werewolves, that kind of thing?
Like as far as Randir would know, like if you could forge a weapon out of it, it would be really bad.
The road is. It looks like this is a Fae symbol, and the Fae that we know told the Clockwork Orange to make these roads in this way. Why would they be doing that if it's harmful to them? Randir.
I've just now gotten the wordplay between Clockwork Tangerine and Clockwork Orange. It's taken me an entire campaign.
Yeah, and that's not even our wordplay. That's the beer's word.
Yeah, I did not click Clockwork Orange, Clockwork Tangerine.
Wow.
That's really bad.
Beer names are beer names. They start losing meaning when you're using them. In,
exactly.
Like,
I was like, those are fun words.
We've applied it to a different thing in this world. That was like me with Law of Oak and Lamb Hog. Thankfully, Orla was on the stream, who was an incredible grasp of Irish, and was just like, no, this is a thing. you idiot. Randard, in answer to Iggy's question, you would know this. I think we discussed it. But if you need details...
Yeah, we discussed it a little bit. I would probably need a pressure on that part.
Yeah, so cold iron, you would know cold iron is damaging or hard to touch for the Fae. And essentially the principle that's being put in play here is like a sword or shield would do sort of searing damage or like they'd be vulnerable to it. But the idea of a road carved in a sort of runic symbol would almost... You would put a Fae in cold iron manacles to bind them. And so from the mind that brought you Sky Tigers, bigger cat, bigger fall, is bigger binding, bigger area of effect, essentially.
Yeah, so I thought it might work as an anchor, for the Wi-Fi or for the wild.
It's binding the Feywild on top of the material plane.
So it's Fey kryptonite.
But it's done by the Fae.
Yeah, so essentially it anchors because essentially the Feywilds doesn't want to be on top of the two planes. By anchoring it with something that it hates, it essentially can't get away when they eventually complete the ritual.
Ben's analogy was pretty good. It's taking the entire Feywild and putting it in shackles.
And that's what the Fae want to do?
Because it can't then escape.
Both
of the worlds collided, so she'll get back to she wants to go back to the Feywild. So he's bringing the Feywild to the normal world.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, to recap that, you know that she was banished from the Feywild, never to return. And usually Fey bindings or words or contracts are impossible to break. So she is essentially not returning. She's just bringing it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Crafty.
It took her thousands of years, in fairness to her.
Yeah, so she's not that crafty.
Really? I was going to say, I learned that I could actually, technically, Rua broke her contract when I wasn't allowed to cast spells on Arlington. I'm not his friend.
No, she let you, did she not?
No, but she cast on him.
She cast on him, but also she's not his friend.
She is.
Certainly not by her.
But also, point of clarification: the agreement was between Lawbug and Arlington, not Rua. So she was fine.
She's not friends with Lawbug. They're co-workers.
DM tip: if you're playing an Archfey or anyone from the Fae who have to tell the truth and have to live by certain rules, don't drink. Is my tip, because it's fucking impossible to keep track of your lies.
In fairness, I feel like we're picking apart specifically what this bad guy says much more than we would if they were just like an evil wizard. It's like specifically, you said a specific word there.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happens when you have to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I think it's the right way to go about it. I think it'll work out in the end.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
I guess Randy's been filled in.
Is there a way, Randy, that you can think of destroying these roads?
Yes. What would I...
Just let the county council do it themselves.
Wait.
I thought Dustin was dead.
He's been caught alive.
I don't know. I guess I'd have to probably do an investigation check or something, like to kind of, I guess, figure that out.
You would need more information on the actual roads itself, or we would take a roll beside it.
So we'd have to go to one of the roads, and then I'd have to research it and see what happens. So get me to a road, and we can figure this out.
Potentially, we might be, because I mean, we have a whole plan to fight her and everything. But I mean, if we could just melt the roads away, that'd be simpler.
Also, does anyone have an idea? We were given a time, like a month. What is there any way? How do you think we can figure out like where we are on that whole scale?
It's been a few days. I'll admit it was tough because there was no changing day and night for the first part of the month. But
I rather thought more me saying it to you as a player, because Iggy saying that to you guys would just seem like completely out of it. Like
I'm not very good at puzzles or riddles, but I literally have set one in front of you as players. If anyone has kept track, good. If I have, but I'm not telling you.
Okay, so it's, let's see, 10 hours every day times that's it hasn't been a month. It's like a week.
Also,
I'd settle on around a week. It was fairly instantaneous travel over here.
I have no idea. I haven't been around. You could be just like, she gave us 3 months, and I'll be just like, cool. It starts from now, right? Because
yeah.
Randir, make an intelligence check, just straight intelligence.
So my brain went for a walk. I got an 8.
Yeah, it's hard to know how to
You
help.
feel like you're at a Mensa meeting.
So impressed. All hugs. Yay.
These guys is clever.
Mensa means table.
Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, is this a straight up intelligence? I don't get my, because I would have gotten a 12.
Okay. Yeah. That changes things ever so slightly.
Mensa means table in Latin. Slightly more understanding. No, I'm just saying that if Mensa means table was the first jump, Mensa means table in Latin. That's
what it means. You realize that they're having a problem keeping time, and while you cool with it,
I think Orange is visibly counting with his fingers as well.
But you've met one person in your time traveling who could possibly make a mechanism.
So it'd be Goat.
Yeah, you think Goat, although it might
Goat.
be able to help, it might be able to help know how much time has passed previous. You think Goat might be able to help from like here onwards.
Yeah, I get. Well, there's like, I guess, yeah, guys. So like, if you're having a problem with kind of time and stuff like that, I'm sure that my artificer friend Goat could probably like trace a timepiece for you. So
God.
the name will be ridiculous.
I feel like I'm in a disciplinary meeting in work where I've been late too many times and now I'm being sent out on timekeeping training.
I mean, I feel like, if we're just aware of it from now going forward, we can just watch when the sun goes down.
I mean, I'm okay with. I mean, Goat's the little kobold weirdo that has a load of gadgets, right? He's probably pretty good dude to hang out with right now. He's always got fun stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing that little guy.
But we did have a whole plan of operation for the month with people that we were meeting up with to sidetrack to go.
That doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
Goat is here.
What?
Goat is
Well,
here.
there you go.
Oh,
He's in town.
Well, that makes it a lot easier then.
Right.
I have no problem seeing Goat.
Yeah, we don't need to go anywhere. Well, I guess since you guys broke some laws here, it might be really difficult for you guys to get around.
We didn't break any laws.
Well, actually, you do break. Like, there's only one law in Sleep Jam. It's don't fuck with the mail. There's literally, and it's on the rocks. Oh, none of you speak Dwarven, do you?
No, not a word. You know that, Daddy.
I think it broke itself. I think we were just on it at the time.
Wait, did we break more? Oh.
Did you fuck with the mail?
No, we didn't. We did nothing of the sort.
Mail was fucked with in our vicinity. We were never.
We met up with a guy, and he was like, "Oh, how are you on that thing? Well, that's grand. Go on your way then." So clearly, it wasn't a problem.
I'm not your lawyer or anything like that. You could just you could tell me. I'm fairly sure that I'm now associated with you, so you could tell me the truth.
We might have blown up a mailbox.
The van outside that you've been wired up to, Randir, you hear in your earpiece, go, 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 go.
Dying like florists.
You didn't know that Keggy was actually a complicated recording device.
Nice, cat sits this.
So.
It's like 3 gnomes in a van. We got everything we need. Go, go, go.
I mean, did we actually destroy a minecart?
Yeah, it was blown up as like a distraction or something, wasn't it?
We weren't necessarily. They didn't know that we did that.
Did we blow it up as a distraction? I remember.
I'm pretty sure they all saw our faces. We had to hide from them.
I remember us arriving and getting into a minecart and then using the cart.
I'll clear this up for you, Keelan and Hook. outside of the Clockwork Tangerine, when you were fighting to get in with the city guard who came over to you and you started a fight, you purposely derailed and exploded a minecart track.
Ah, yes, the episode that I spent a lot of the time in Arlington's jacket.
Yeah, yes.
Hence,
Oh yeah, okay. So you actually
hence
don't.
why I have
No,
no
100%
memory.
That makes sense.
I forgot about that actually. Yeah.
Of
Was the
course.
tourist and and I'm totally innocent in that. I was hoping that we were going for a tourist ruse. I
I don't think it was you. I think it was Ted.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is what happens when we bring a pixie. Like when the pixie and the barbarian are in charge of planning, chaos happens.
Yeah.
Well, Arlington and friends. Well, I know Huck and Iggy and well, I'm Tyke. You must be. Are you a local from here?
No, I'm not. I'm which goes. I'm not from here. I'm a traveling brewmaster. Would you like to buy some beer? It's awful.
Not enthusiastically at Tiger.
Yes. I would love some. And Tyke sidebars you Arlington goes. Have you ever seen one of those advertisements where the son decides it's time for him to pay for the father as a sort of growing up situation? Any chance you could cover me for this?
Yeah, I got you, Papa. It's all right.
I will buy all your beer.
How much is all your beer?
Randy just faints.
Thanks, because this is the one day he already gave us like the 5 mugs of beer. He's got no beer on him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I actually have still. I have which goes. I believe I have the beer that I brewed, the peach beer that I brewed in.
Yeah, I think you do have that.
Find in my little note.
Yeah, so you've made a sale.
I reckon Tig's a bit fond of the drink and is more than happy to let Arlington pay for a lot of drink here.
We really enabled here by bringing Randy over.
I completely forgot he's an alcoholic. We should not have brought Randy here.
His telltale kind of ruddy red rosacea nose and barfly general appearance, and which is hidden in his wizard-like beard, thankfully enough. He does turn to you and goes, "Well, Randy, I should mention actually, only because I was having a wander about. And do you know the city well? Well, if you don't know the city well, there is actually an empty building. It was like a former brewery. It's sort of a vacant lot. And I thought to myself, would that be a good place to brew some tea? But I wouldn't have the investment or anything. But maybe it's a good place to grow some hops. And I said to myself, the next time I meet someone who'd be into looking for a good place, you know what, Rander, the world is ending. It sounds like you've got at most a month, at minimum, who knows, days. But when it is fixed and sorted, and I've no doubt that my son here would do that and you guys would be able to do it, well, I could stay in the city and just kind of investigate that property for you if you wanted to. It's just down like near the river where the waterfall hits, so you're getting a fresh source of water there every day.
Randy's like he's writing a contract already out, and it's pretty much just like, yeah, it's just going, oh my god, just sign it, like, and it just reads like, you know, that he'll be a future employee of the Cave-In Brewing Company.
Yeah, Ty takes this piece of paper and goes, well, I'm crumples it up and goes, well, I'm more for a gentleman's agreement, and just spits in his hand and goes, well, I mean, look, you could trust me just to look after your affairs while you're gone, saving the world. It's the least I could do.
You should probably check the benefits on that. I think you might get, and it's just free beer. I'm an awful person.
Well, I guess I could be swayed to your persuasion, so to speak.
Papa Tide, I can't help you fund this, by the way. I don't have the coin to help you fund another startup.
Arlington, the last one was so good, so you see, it was only a bad place, bad time. I feel like...
Fantasy Pants was not a good investment, okay?
Who doesn't need a pair of fancy fantasy pants? You see, Arlington, when you're traveling around, admittedly, there were no adventurers at the time, but I've checked the figures.
Everyone wears generic D&D clothing. No one needs to buy fantasy pants.
Arlington, you don't understand. The way it works is that I would buy fantasy pants and then I would sign people up underneath me. And if they bought my I was guaranteed to be.
Look, I don't need you signing up to another circle scheme or trying. You know I can't do shapes, Papa.
A temple.
A temple scheme. That's it.
It was a temple investment.
Stop trying to take advantage of my Papa.
Well, before we get into that business, and to be honest, I'd be more happy to talk about that later, to be honest with you. Well, it seems to me like you need a little bit of headspace and a little bit of time. And, well, my boy, I have to ask you, honestly, what's the plan? And there is where we will end today's episode. As we
look
get
into camera and you just...
What the fuck's going on? As you're all huddled around in Tig's studio Airbnb apartment in Sleep Gem, the Dwarven Underground City, which he's rented out.
Part of the problem.
Yeah, it really is. No, here it's fine. It's not a gig economy. It's still playing the world you want to live in. That's what I say as a DM.
Nice.
Yeah. He paid a couple of copper for it, and they're happy to let it out. There's no housing problem in Hibernia, given by the fact there's plenty of land to build houses on.
So you want to live in a world that's going to end in a month?
Yeah.
No, ideally.
Property prices.
I take it.
Over this? Sure. We will be back in about 2 weeks' time, give or take, almost exactly. If you've enjoyed the show, if you thought this was a lot of fun and I like what these nerds are getting up to, you can buy us a coffee. You can go to coffee.com/homebrewquest. However, I should point out, we don't actually take any of the money. We donate that to a cause, an organization we truly believe in, which is Maasai, the movement of asylum seekers in Ireland. We actually just today, also to let you guys know, I don't know if you saw, we have a €50 goal. So every time we get €50, we just send it in bulk to Maasai. And we hit it today. So another lot of donations went towards their way. And that is because of you, the wonderful viewers who have helped us in this. So I cannot express my thanks enough. They honestly do heroic work. We're just fucking around on the internet, so we can take no credit. That is all on you, and ultimately the work they're doing is all on them. So with that in mind, look after yourselves, be sound, good night, and joy be with you all.